You know who it is. So today, man, we got the situation going on with your boy Lil Baby, man. It's not looking too good when you got the whole police department pretty much saying that you a wanted man. You know what I'm saying? Going live on you know what I'm saying, national TV saying, hey, we know you got something to do with these murders, dog, and we gonna do whatever it takes to get you, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a good look, bro. It's already been all bad for real when you think about it as far as the rap game is concerned. So many of our beloved artists that we respect and listen to on a daily basis are going to jail, you know what I'm saying, or doing dumbass shit, to put it simply, you know, plain and simply. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got all this money, but you just can't get out of that. And that's, to me, that's a form of, I don't know, social injustice or something. Like, I guess it's just a form of mental, some type of mental thing. You know what I'm saying? Where they take, you know, they put you in a place so long that you're stuck. You can't necessarily get out no matter how much money you get. You know what I'm saying? It's like constitutional or systematic or something, like oppression. You know what I'm saying? All those great big and dandy words that we are, used to hearing. I think this is like, you know what I'm saying? This is it. You know, like, you take a nigga out the hood, but you can't necessarily take the hood out the nigga type of shit. You feel me? You know, it's another word for it too that I'll be looking for. I'll be looking for my words, but I can't. You know what I'm saying? I can't always. I can't always find them bitches. You know what I'm saying? Especially when I'm on the spot like this. But I know it's gonna come to me. I think it's institutionalized. Yeah. Let's give myself a round of applause for that. Cause that's the fucking word. My boy, institutionalized. Yeah. Thanks, everybody. So, like, you know, when you get out of a place and you just return to it, that's essentially what you are. You're institutionalized. And I think that's kind of what happened as far as Lil Baby's situation is concerned. I only got bits and pieces of the story. We're going to run down a couple of opinions on it. Like, I want to get Willie D's opinion. I want to get a couple of news stories about it. And, you know, a couple other people on YouTube talking about it. We just, you know, we gonna hop up in that, you know, the audience. I'm hopping in the audience with y'all, and we gonna get down to the bottom of it and see if bro really is in trouble or not, man. It sounds like he is, though. You know, it don't seem like it's an easy way to get up out of this situation that he's ended up in. So let's just hope it. I mean, it is pretty bad, bro. The murder of two 13-year-old boys is bad as fuck, man. That's terrible. And you got an artist like Lil Baby, right, who pushes peace, pushes positivity. Yes, comes from the street, comes from that background. But he wants to do better with his life, you know, as far as I'm concerned, as far as I hear him say in the interviews and in his music, he wants to do better. You know, he says, I'm trying to teach the youngest more than that. You know what I mean? And one of his songs, trying to teach them more than spin, trying to teach them more than kill and shit like that. And lo and behold, murders are happening and his name is being put next to them, unfortunately. And I don't think he necessarily had nothing to do with it personally, but I mean, you know, they gonna paint that picture. Them folks, them higher ups gonna paint that picture. So let's just get into what Willie D got to say and move forward.
Willie D Live.
What's up, family? Atlanta police has reportedly issued a murder warrant for rapper Lil Baby.
Hold on. I'm gonna pause it because they're not capturing my window for some reason. So I'm gonna just reopen it. But yeah, it seemed like he might have a little more details about it. Of course, a lot more than I have anyway. I'm hopping in the goddamn the audience with y'all, man. I'm hopping in the viewership space. I'm trying to learn too, see what's going on out here. You feel me?
Backstory. Jacody Davis and Lamont Freeman were celebrating Lamont's 14th birthday outside his home on Sparks Street last July when they were gunned down. An 11-year-old boy, Jacody's younger brother, was also shot and critically injured. He survived his injuries. Police say gang members opened fire, striking 3 children who were innocent bystanders. Police say that since the shooting, 7 people have been arrested and charged with murder. Police say Jacody and Lamont were innocent bystanders. Innocent bystanders.
They look innocent too.
2 13-year-old boys. Y'all remember the time when you could play outside and the worst thing that could happen is you might get into a little fight, you know? Or you had to come inside before the sun went down.
That was probably the worst one right there.
Maybe you got hungry, but you had to wait a little longer to eat because the food wasn't ready.
Those is the good old days, for sure.
Okay, so how did Lil Baby get tied up in this? Police say that Lil Baby purposely went to a rival gang neighborhood and he shot a video. They say 3 people got shot at that time. That was back in May. And then in June, this is when Jacody and Lamont gets shot in some gang violence retaliation as a result of what happened back in May. They want Lil Baby to answer to those charges. Now, I personally think that Lil Baby's attorneys are going to eat this up. I don't really see a case here. The dude shot a video. You know, if he purposely went to a gang area to shoot a video, he know that, yo, these are my boys and or we're all together and we don't like these guys and we're going to shoot a video in their territory. That's absolutely irresponsible. That's reckless. But they're not going to be able to put those murders that happen a whole month later on Lil Baby if Lil Baby didn't squeeze the trigger.
So it was a whole month later.
Or direct someone to go and squeeze the trigger.
Right.
It is reckless. It is responsible if he indeed, with knowledge, went over there and shot a video in a gang, in a rival gang territory. If he did that purposely, he knew that there would be consequences, he knew that there would be violence, then that's absolutely reckless and maybe there's some type of civil suit there, right? You know, for negligence, perhaps. But I don't think they're going to be able to be successful in charging him. In fact, I don't see the prosecutor going forward with any charges. This is really foul, man, because Jacody and Lamont had no gang ties whatsoever. The youngsters who are out there shooting those guns, they obviously are unlearned. I don't know why they won't pause and look at all of the carnage, look at all of the pain, look at all of the friends and associates and people that they don't know getting their heads knocked off, getting murdered, like, and going to prison for decades. It's almost like they want to go to prison. They want to die.
They do.
It's like almost like it's a goal. You know how it used to be a goal to live, a goal to get old, you know, a goal to have grandchildren and be the patriarch or the matriarch of the family. Remember those days? It's almost like they despise it. And you can kind of make a connection to the way that a lot of these youngsters behave toward their elders. If you're in your 30s, once you hit 30, they think of you like you're a grandpa or a grandma. Oh yeah, that's old. That's old. That's old. Some of them think they're old when they're in their 20s. And this is why so many of them are getting their heads knocked off. I don't understand it. I don't know why a youngster would choose lying up in a morgue with a wire cut in his chest, as opposed to being out in the free world and just living, enjoying life. I don't know why a youngster would choose to be put in a cage with a bunch of dudes.
Nah, listen, let me say this. This is why I listen to my older peoples. You feel me? I listen to my old heads. You know what I'm saying? I listen to the people that come before me. That's what got me this far. Honestly, just listening to my old heads, listening to my grandma, my granddad, listening to my mama. You feel me? Because it's easy. The music is nice, right? It's if you gotta listen to the music. You need to have a mind frame to not follow what they saying and making it your reality. That's number one. You cannot make what these people say in these songs and make it your reality, because a lot of the time it's not even their reality. These rappers, they're not even talking about shit that they do anymore, or if they ever did it at all. So you got to be smart enough to know, I'm listening to this music as a way to enjoy creativity, work out to, hustle to, whatever you're doing. But you got to remember to stay the fuck out of trouble, stay out of the jam. And a lot of these people, they don't give a fuck about staying out of the jam until it's too late. When they in that motherfucking courtroom and that gavel drop and that motherfucking judge is saying 100 years on top of 100 years, and you getting 5 extra years, and you getting a life sentence. Why the fuck do it take that for these niggas to wisen up? And then a lot of the time, even after that, they don't wise up, bro. So it's like, really what I think is going to take is younger people getting on the wave of helping people understand. Don't take this shit literally that you hear in this music. Don't take it literal. Be smart. Don't be stupid. It's nothing in jail. And it's going to take one person matching with another person. It's like you can't talk to a group. It's like one person one person at a time has to get that message constantly poured into them. Like, bro, you better than that. You better than that. You better than that. You got to let them know every day you better than that. It's gonna take a whole lot, bro. And at this point, I feel like it's so far gone. I just don't know if you can really save niggas at this point. I just don't know, bro. I don't know. I have no clue. But carrying on.
For the rest of his life, or a substantial amount of his life, being told what to do. If you stay there long enough, you're going to be told what to do by people who are younger than you. So you go in at 16, 17, 18, 20, 21, 25, and you come out. By the time you come out, if you come out, you'll be taking directions from a 21-year-old, a 30-year-old. Yes, a boss. Yeah, boss. Hey, boss. Hey, boss. Hey, can I get an extra orange? Yeah, boss. Just give me one more minute. Just give me one. I do not understand why. I get it if there wasn't so much evidence out there. If we didn't have so many examples of people getting their heads knocked off and going out there doing stupid stuff, I would understand. But there's too much information out there.
Bro, no lie. That's the main reason. If you not listening and getting the information from somewhere, it's easy, bro, to fall into the bullshit. But bro, it's even easier to stay out of it. why the fuck would I look over there and think, oh yeah, let me go do the same dumb shit you doing to end up in the same 25-year to life situation you in? No, that's enough example I need. Why the fuck would I go over there and fuck with them, fuck my life up, fucking with you? I'm not finna go fuck with you, nigga. I'm listening to my OGs. My OGs got knowledge, they got sense, and they keep me out of trouble. They tell me, don't go over there. Don't do that. Be better than that, nigga. You know what I'm saying? They tell me that, so I'm like, yeah. And not only do they tell me that, I got that example of other people, watching other people make the mistake. So I ain't got to make it. You feel me? At the end of the day.
In the information age, you guys have Google. You can see
we got
it
ChatGPT
every day. You see it on social media. I do not understand how you would be so steadfast in sitting down, eating slop for the next 15, 25, 35, 50 years.
That's what they want, though. They
looking at the same dudes.
They want that.
For I don't know how long. Watching dudes come in and leave before you. Look at these guys' mugshots. They look like they could be anywhere from 15 to 50. Now, at 30, 40, 50 years old, you should be giving the youngsters some news they can use, some game that can change. Instead
and somebody read it.
Leading them smooth off the cliff.
And you know somebody read it. Because that's what these niggas do. They get together in groups, do dumb shit, and rat. In the streets. It's like, dog, you wasn't even built for whatever you thought you was built for. Like, dog, that shit ain't cool. It ain't cool, bro. It's just not cool. But niggas so misled, dog. It's crazy how misled niggas is, bro.
Y'all better pay attention to these older dudes that you're hanging around. When they give you advice and information, you take a good look at them. Question the source. When they tell you to go do this or live your life this way and handle a woman this way, you better take a look at the life they're already leading before you take advice from them. Question the source. A youngster can come up with an excuse, but there really isn't an excuse. There's a reason. He can say, yeah, man, well, you know, I was young. I was unlearned. But a 30, 40, 50-year-old can't give an excuse or a reason for screaming, gang, gang. They look like some clowns. I surmise that as much as people say that they love themselves, a lot of youngsters just don't love themselves, because that's all it is to it. I used to be the same way. When I didn't love myself, boy, I was reckless. I was getting into all kinds of things. I didn't care. Boy, once I started loving myself, I started like treating my body better. I started watching what I eat. I started watching the places that I went to. I wouldn't go to certain places. If I knew it was too much going on over there, I just wouldn't go. It's not going to work for me to go into a toxic area and be around a bunch of people with no understanding. You know, at the time, I had little understanding. But to go around others with little to no understanding, man, that's a recipe for disaster. They got a $50,000 reward out there for anybody with more information about this case. Lil Baby, I think at the most he'll be inconvenienced and his pockets are going to get a little lighter, but I don't think they'll be successful in prosecuting him. But what say you, fam? Drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts.
Because honestly, that's the last thing I want to see, bro. The last thing I want to see is the nigga go to jail. I just, I wish we didn't have to hear about the kids getting killed, man. That's sad as fuck, bro. I remember when I was 13 trying to figure out what the fuck life meant. You know what I'm saying? How lost I was trying to understand so many things. So I can only, sympathize, empathize. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, even at that age, you hear about people dying around you. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. So it's sad as fuck, man. It's wicked. But we gonna go into like a news clip I found, or talk about, or listen to someone else talk about the situation. Let me go to my, I think it's watch later, yeah. We gonna get down to the bottom of this shit, man. All right, so now we got this the longest one, so I'm gonna watch the longest one first.
More than a half dozen alleged gang members are charged in the shooting deaths of two 13-year-old children and wounding an 11-year-old.
We obtained the arrest warrant. It states the string of homicides started with a shooting and a Lil Baby rap video. Investigators say the gunfire that resulted in the children's deaths was a gang retaliation orchestrated by phone by someone behind bars.
Big hoes.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all know my slogan. I don't know it all, but I know what I've been through. Now, before we get into this video, make sure you check us out on Patreon at www.patreon.com/hookah_anonymous. You guys been telling us to create one for the longest, so we recently created a community where we will upload videos that we can't share on YouTube due to their guidelines. We'll also be dropping the latest to there first, behind the scenes information that you wouldn't find anywhere else on our socials. So make sure you become a member, and after you do that, head over to our official Instagram page at hookah_anonymous and follow us there. Now, without further ado, let's get into what you guys came here to see. Now, I don't know what it is with Lil Baby, but he's been doing good lately. But if he isn't careful, everything he done worked so hard for could possibly go down the drain. Now, I say this because it seems like no matter how much he seemed like he going in the right direction or talk like he knows better than to do certain things, trouble seems to always find him no matter where he goes, whether it's him himself or someone he's affiliated with. As y'all know, Lil Baby has ditched the 4PF brand and started a new label called Can't Be F With Records. Many believe this was done to detach Lil Baby from all the street situations that was happening in Atlanta that branched off the 4PF tree. For y'all that don't know, it's a couple of Lil Baby affiliated people locked up right now for serious crimes, all which claim 4PF. 3 of them happen to be 4PF Dirty Tay, 4PF Day Day, and 4PF Nate, and that's just the 4PF members that we know of. A lot of people don't know that there's a lot of 4PF members who are also older that the world don't get to see, and then there's others who don't rap but are affiliated with them streetwise. If y'all remember, the mayor of Atlanta claimed it was a lot more Ricos that hit Atlanta after Young Thug's YSL camp was hit with one. No one knew what she was referring to, but it was a list that surfaced on social media that consisted of all the gangs who were allegedly on the Fed's radar. 4 Pocket Full, aka 4PF, was at the top of that list. Now, we're not sure how accurate that list was or if it was even real, but I guess Lil Baby wasn't taking any chances and he decided to separate himself altogether. He made it very clear during his interview with Lil Yachty when he would explain that he'll be a fool to see other rappers getting indicted in RICOs for just being the artist of the group making money and not learn from their mistakes. So he switched it up. This is a comment that many believe he was referring to Lil Durk after Durk was picked up for his alleged role in the passing of Quando Rondo's cousin Lil Pab and charged with M for hire after being accused of orchestrating the hit on Quando Rondo. Now, smart move by Lil Baby, because if you know anything about Atlanta politics, you know 4PF is definitely brought up and a lot going on when it comes to the streets, and if he's trying to avoid jail, Baby's best bet would be disassociating himself with the streets, period, or else. However, it seems like he found himself in the hot water regardless after being accused of being the reason behind 2 children no longer being here today. 2 kids will lose their lives to gun violence, and although we know a lot of these kids have been out here taking each other's lives because they're involved in the streets, witnesses say that that wasn't the reason. It's reported that they actually weren't in the streets at all, and instead, they were hit because they were 2 kids that just happened to be at the wrong place at the wrong time. Now, according to news reports in the Atlanta Police Department, they're blaming Lil Baby and plan to hold him accountable. Check this out.
These individuals that we have shown indiscriminately opened fire on that apartment complex, resulting in these 3 children getting injured and killed.
Police say the 7 men arrested are gang members who were in the midst of a turf rivalry when they shot and killed 2 13-year-old children, including Lamont Freeman, as they celebrated his birthday July 2nd.
The overall theme of this case is grown men playing gangster that left 2 of our children in graves and a community in fear.
Investigators say the gang rivalry that led up to the shooting was sparked by an Atlanta-based rapper.
Decided to go over into a rival gang stronghold and shoot a music video in a place that he knew he should not have been. And in the subsequent days, we saw homicides and shooting.
Now, back in July of 2024, police say that 2 teens who go by the name Jacody Davis and Lamont Freeman was shot and unalive while celebrating Freeman's 14th birthday. They say another kid who was a younger brother of Jacody Davis, who was 11 years old, was also shot, but he's expected to survive. Now, according to reports, they say that both of the teens were celebrating Lamont Freeman's birthday on July 2nd, 2024, when shots rang out at Spark Street located in southwest Atlanta. 7 suspects will pull up to the apartment complex, begin shooting, and hit 3 children. It's no word if their intended targets were hit or if there was even any targets at all, but it's only been said that 3 children were struck by bullets. The 7 suspects who go by the names Quayonte Sanders, Richard Hollis, Reginald Thomas, Keithion Mobley, Marcus Crawford, Traden Crawford, and Ali Caldwell. It's also noted that Marcus Crawford and Traden Crawford are actually brothers. Now, at first there was no clear motive behind what happened, but according to a witness, it said that Lil Baby decided to go to his ops neighborhood in May of last year to shoot a music video in the northwest area of Atlanta. As a result of that, 3 people were shot while he was filming the music video as well. Law enforcement believes that also in retaliation of the music video being shot in their territory, a man who is currently incarcerated in Hayes State Prison and a high-ranking member of the Goodfellas Atlanta gang was the one that orchestrated both of the shootings. Now, Lil Baby has to be very careful because it seems like they're trying to target him more than the actual shooter. This is another headache that he doesn't need, and the Atlanta police chief during the conference was adamant about making sure Lil Baby is held liable. Now, some people feel that this isn't fair, and at first I was too, and I still a bit am. I get what police is saying, but there's no way that they're trying to charge him or hold him responsible for a shooting that took place as if he or anybody he was with was the ones that fired the firearm. It was someone else. However, the point police are trying to make is that Lil Baby is the one that antagonized the shooting and is the reason behind it because he knew that it was the ops neighborhood and he still purposely went because he was trying to prove a point. They called him a coward and said the kid's passing was a result of his actions and now 2 teens are no longer here. So once again, I understand their point. However, I don't think a charge was thick enough to charge him for it. I'm sure he could say that he didn't know it was his ops neighborhood because he's a rapper and he don't got any ops, right? He could play dumb or something, but I don't know. What I do know is though, Lil Baby has to be very careful in Atlanta period because I've noticed something and it seems like it may be a big investigation going on concerning Lil Baby. If you pay attention to all the articles and news clips, the police made it very clear and made it their business to call him an Atlanta rapper and said, you know who you are. Now, I seen in one article that brought up Lil Baby's name followed by a blog post, but the officers themselves during the conference didn't bring up Baby's name. Now, usually when they do that, at least from my experience and seeing situations with others, they refuse to include the suspect's name because they don't want them to get nervous and flee somewhere because there's a big investigation going on behind the scenes. Now, like I said, I could be wrong, but just from seeing things happen in the past where they start redacting names or not saying anything, it's usually something bigger transpiring behind the scenes. I don't know, but it's still a strange situation that they didn't mention his name, but referred to him as an Atlanta rapper. That's just my thoughts on it. Anyway, y'all jump in the comments and let me know what y'all think about this. Y'all let us know if y'all feel Lil Baby should be held accountable for a shooting that he himself.
First of all, I do not feel like Lil Baby should be held accountable for some shit he did not do. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, bro, I would hate to see him go to jail for some shit that he really had nothing to do with. Even though Willie D did make a point and say, bro, it's irresponsible as fuck to go to your ops hood and shoot a music video. It sound like some Atlanta shit, you feel me, to do. But it's like, I don't even know if you can really say, oh yeah, that was the reason why these kids got shot. Because I'm like, I like, can you really say that, bro? Especially if it happened like months later or a year later or whatever the case is. If it happened like a little time after, it's like, how can you put the blame on him? You know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta really get behind getting the shooters locked up and stuff. I mean, I seen all of the shots that they had of the killers or the shooters. You know what I'm saying? The mug shots, but I'm just like, man, that shit is sad as fuck, bro. Either way, and it'll be even sadder to see this brother trying to get his shit together have to go down behind some shit that he didn't do. You know what I'm saying? So let's keep going.
Design and launch NFTs effortlessly across multiple sets. Call AI Mobile. Call
All right, so the Atlanta Police Department is now claiming that Lil Baby is responsible for a couple of teenagers' murders. I'm going to play the press conference that just went down in Atlanta. Then I'm going to give you a lot more of the backstory. Be sure to hit the top line of the description for our sponsor as well. Let's get into this.
For the investigation aspect of this, Lamont Freeman was allowed to be a 13-year-old for 27 minutes before gang violence ultimately took his life. Gang violence that was orchestrated by adults in our city, and cowardly acts of an Atlanta-based rapper that decided to go over into a rival gang stronghold and shoot a music video in a place that he knew he should not have been. And in the subsequent days, we saw homicides and shootings, and ultimately the deaths of 2 children as a result of his cowardly actions. And you know who you are. And I tell you that this team will work relentlessly to hold you and the persons that you are affiliated with responsible for those actions.
All right, so last year, Lil Baby did a music video out in Northwest Atlanta, and the cops are pretty much saying as a result of him going to gang rival territory, he started a war that took the lives of a couple of people. Here's a little bit of footage of him right before this went down last year in May.
There he go. Y'all see him? He came to get him some tacos, baby. Y'all better pull up, because you already know how he doing this type of tacos, baby. Pull up, baby. Lil Baby just pulled up on us. You know, we doing it big around this mug.
So seconds after that video last May, shots rang out, which led to a man actually being shot. Lil Baby was not injured at all. So the police are essentially saying, to break this down for you, they're pretty much saying that you're antagonizing, you're instigating a war by going into rival gang territory and causing this to happen. Now, will the police be coming after Lil Baby? He needs to be very, very careful, because if you remember, around the time that Young Thug was being swept up in the whole RICO thing that he since beat, right? Not beat, but he pleaded, you know, he got off the hook for it. He ain't in prison for life. Ever since then, there's been rumors about Lil Baby being looked at, and best believe that the feds and the police are hot on his trail. And this is just a warning to Lil Baby. They're watching you. They understand the street politics. They understand what's going on, and they feel like you're keeping things going with your influence and your power. You necessarily probably can't stop it, but they don't want you instigating this and kids being killed in the streets. Now, I'm not the one to ever tell someone, you know, how to feed your family. I'm not the one that's going to ever tell you how to, you know, protect yourself, because I understand that these guys are in the trenches. But Lil Baby is removed at this point. And this is no slight against him because I don't know his circumstance. I don't know his life. You know what I'm saying? But at this point, I always talk about elevation. I always talk about a rapper, yeah, you might have came for that environment. You may have had friends in that, but you got to remove yourself from that shit. And you,
bro, that be the point right there, bro, that these niggas miss constantly and consistently, bro. And they feel like if they move away and stay away, at least until things die down, at least until they can do a better business move in their place of birth, they come back to these places and they just feel like they the man there, they the man everywhere, knowing that they got problems there, bro. Just stay out of the shit. Stay out of the shit, bro. Like, come on, bro. You got all your colleagues going down, bro. Why? I'm not saying that Lil Baby had anything to do with these children dying, but you know not to do some shit like that. You got your name all in litigation. You got your name all in these contracts. These white people got your name all in these contracts. They pretty much waiting for you to go down for something. They all waiting for you to go down for something. Think smarter than that, bro. Stop trying to prove something to a place that you already proved everything to. Didn't he have a album or a mixtape called Got Something to Prove or Prove Something? I don't really listen to Lil Baby like that. But when he drop an album, I'll be on it, though. But I'll be like, man, institutionalized mind states are real, bro.
You can't keep things going. Look at Lil Durk, prime example of someone who was knee deep. Now, again, he's always presumed innocent until guilty because we don't F with the law like that. We ain't trying to help the law, nothing like that. But at the end of the day, his circumstance look very bleak right now because it appears that he was still, very much in that lifestyle. And they're going to try to prove that in court. And, I'm about elevation. I'm about it. And I think you've seen it, and you see it with some of these rappers at a point in time, whether they get 30, 31, 32. Once they start to get to their mid-30s, some of them, they begin to understand that a lot of the havoc and a lot of the things that they cause, has a residual effect. And it's, the youth is being affected. And this is a prime example. If this is the truth, what they're saying, obviously, he did the video, where he did the video at. I'm not going to sit up here and act like I know Atlanta gang politics because I don't. And I'm not into that.
Same, I don't.
Feel me? But just from doing some research, I understand what's going on. I'm not stupid. I mean,
my whole thing is like the streets and the hood, it all is the same everywhere. The generalized foundation of what the streets is and how the hood works is all the fucking same, no matter where you step at. So it's like, you don't have to fucking know the ins and outs of every hood or how they talk, what they speak, what the lingo is. It's like, bro, you know what to do and what not to do. You feel me? But when you so caught up, sometimes you lose sight. I feel like Lil Baby kind of fighting with fame and being a rich person and getting his life together, being able to move how he want to move. He kind of fighting with having that and also what the hood thinks of him. You know what I'm saying? As it relates to his career, but yeah, man. Hopefully he can get up out of this.
We all know, certain things are just universal.
Rest in peace to them kids, man.
So that's what the police are doing. I don't know if they're going to go after him criminally or try to link him to something, but whatever. Here'll be my warning. If he ever seen it or anybody from his team ever see this video, I will fall back right now, bro. Like any ties that you got, anything that's going on.
You already tried to do that.
I would leave that shit alone right now.
He changed the name of his whole shit.
Up some type of indictment because this is, you gotta remember, the feds are looking to put the RICO on you guys. They're looking to put the RICO on us, right? If they can find organize what they call a crime syndicate, whether it's drugs, money laundering, credit card, whatever, they are going to come after you. I seen one where dudes was breaking in the big 18-wheelers, and they had a whole organization of taking stuff in Philly, and they got smashed with the RICO. So anything that you're doing, they're going to try to smack the RICO, and on the internet and doing this stuff. And this is stuff like drill shit.
That RICO, boy.
Like, this is like you going, pissing on a dead homie's grave. You going to the homie's hood with your phone on, but I'm live. Can't nobody touch me. The music video in somebody's hood is the same thing. Now, again, I come from the era, you know, of T.I. and Shorty Low beef. Or when T.I. went to Houston. You know, so, I mean, it ain't like it's a new thing, you know. And, man, when T.I. went to Houston, check how old he was when he was beeping with Lil Flip. And shout out to Lil Flip, one of the realest people in this industry, right? When he went there, you feel what I'm saying? He was a young man. He had to be in his 20s. You would never catch him doing it now. So all I'm talking about is elevating beyond this. I ain't trying to be a preacher. I ain't trying to be a pastor. I just understand. I understand it from being in the mud, from being in the trenches, from having friends that was attached, from losing friends, from losing people. I talk to people. I understand they struggle. Some dudes just ain't gonna leave it, bruh. So all of them want to. All of them want to, but some dudes can't find a way out of the trap, bruh. Baby's already out. You already out. So that's just my opinion, bro.
Not
Again, I've been doing this, you know, for almost 10 plus years.
I think it's time for motherfuckers to start studying what institutionalized really means. It's time for people to start studying that shit, bro. Cause I even notice with me sometimes, like I ain't never ran the streets, never. But I was never too far away from it. So I had shit going on, but it was not elongated, prolonged like that. So it's like when you leave, sometimes you just end up right the fuck back. Even no matter how far you go. I moved to California, I come right the fuck back. You know what I'm saying? I'm driving around the same neighborhoods I used to be in where I saw all the shootouts at. I'm driving around the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Like just scoping it out. It's like, bruh, being institutionalized, that's a trap in itself. It's like a mental trap. You know what I'm saying? You try to get away, but you just, for some reason, you always come back to what you're most familiar with. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's almost to the point where it's like, a nigga just feel like he at home. Like, oh yeah, I just gotta go home. Let me just go home. It's about, like, it's gotten as just feeling like you need to go back home. You know? But it's not your home no more once you hit a certain status. It's just not, bro. It's unfortunate, but it's not your home no more. It's your place of birth, but it's not your home no more, man. It's some sad shit going on.
And whatnot. And I'm a big fan of Lil Baby. I'm definitely a big fan of his music. And hopefully, you know, he can continue making some great music and leave the street shit alone. You know, but it's your brother Oga Man, Hip Hop News Uncensored. Make sure you guys hit the top line of the description box. And if you want to advertise on this channel with me, hit me up right now, OGOD@hiphopun.com. You get your video right before I do my video. Your video will play. It's OGOD@hiphopun.com. And the email's all the way down at the bottom of the description box. Hit me up right now. I got a special I'm running. Peace.
All right, so we got probably one or two more videos to check out. Those are the two longest. Okay, just to speak on that a little bit more, bro. That police officer said we're going to work relentlessly to make sure we can charge you, so we can make sure that we can hold you responsible for the murder of these children. And I think, bro, that we just saw in the video had a point. Like, bro, fall the fuck back. You're going to have to fall all the way back, dude. Because these motherfuckers is not playing with you, dog. They not. It's unfortunate, bro. It's crazy, man. On all levels. Let's get into this last video, though. It's quick.
New warrants reveal that Atlanta police believe a shooting that resulted in the deaths of 2 teens happened because of a Lil Baby music video. This afternoon, police announced 2 additional arrests made in connection to the shooting last summer.
And then police say that this was all the result of tension, a beef between 2 gangs. The 11 Alive's Erica Murphy is live from police headquarters with the very latest. So, Erica, what led police to these arrests?
Well, Ron, they say that a wiretap between a man sitting behind bars and some of the suspects is one of the things that tipped them off to all of the people they've arrested so far. They also shared that the plot for this deadly shooting runs deep. In fact, we have confirmed after looking over arrest warrants for the 7 people implicated in this deadly shooting that one of the people they're looking at is Atlanta-based rapper Lil Baby.
Video evidence depicted several people in this community pouring out of their apartments, attempting to triage wounds, attempting to transport persons to the hospital.
On July 2nd, a shooting at the Oakland City West End Apartments claimed the life of 13-year-old best friends Jacody Davis and Lamont Freeman. The pair were gathered to celebrate Freeman's birthday. Another child, just 11, was also shot.
To this, Lamont Freeman was allowed to be a 13-year-old for 27 minutes before gang violence ultimately took his life.
Officials say Atlanta police, along with the FBI, have been working for months to bring the people responsible for taking these two young lives to justice. Major Ralph Woolfolk says that the killings are tied to a gang rivalry that escalated during a video shoot.
Gang violence that was orchestrated by adults in our city, and cowardly acts of an Atlanta-based rapper that decided to go over into a rival gang strike.
Might be involved in this, but today was the first day we were able to report it because we confirmed it through those warrants that we looked at. Reporting from Atlanta Police Headquarters, Erica Murphy, 11 Alive News.
All right. My OBS disconnected somehow, but reconnected. Let me go back real quick. I need to get the two little boys' names. I heard Lamont Freeman, but I got to get the other boy's name just to pay respects to him.
Erica, what led police to these arrests?
I thought I should having a little issue, but it should play in a minute. Actually, let me just refresh it right quick. Yeah, man, it's not looking good, bro. It's not looking good. The details ain't looking too sweet at all, G.
New warrants reveal that Atlanta police believe a shooting that resulted in the deaths of two teens happened because of a Lil Baby music video. This afternoon, police announced 2 additional arrests made in connection to the shooting last summer.
And then police say that this was all the result of tension, a beef between 2 gangs. The 11 Alive's Erica Murphy is live from police headquarters with the very latest. So, Erica, what led police to these arrests?
Well, Ron, they say that a wiretap between a man sitting behind bars and some of the suspects is one of the things that tipped them off to all of the people they've arrested so far. They also shared that the plot for this deadly shooting runs deep. In fact, we have confirmed after looking over arrest warrants for the 7 people implicated in this deadly shooting that one of the people they're looking at is Atlanta-based rapper Lil Baby.
Video evidence depicted several people in this community pouring out of their apartments, attempting to triage wounds, attempting to transport persons to the hospital.
On July 2nd, a shooting at the Oakland City West End Apartments claimed the life of 13-year-old best friends Jacody Davis and Lamont Freeman. The pair were gathered to celebrate Freeman's birthday. Another child, just 11, was also shot.
To this, Lamont Freeman was allowed to be a
Jacody
13-year-old
Davis.
Birthday. A pair were year-old best friends Jacody.
Okay, Jacody Davis. That's the picture of the 2 kids. Right there, man. So, we just gonna have a moment of silence for them real quick. May God rest their soul. You know, being from Detroit, you hear about shit like this all the time, unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of hit home for real. It's just real unfortunate, bro, that these children are dying like this. You know what I'm saying? I know ain't nobody perfect, you know what I'm saying? Myself included. It's just a real unfortunate circumstance that 2 young boys like this, you know what I'm saying, with their future ahead of them, had to perish behind some foolish shit, you feel me, that people be on. But just to get into some details of what the news reporter spoke, or the policeman spoke, he said the community had to pour out to help patch the wounds and try to get people to the hospital. So the community is traumatized by this, having to see two young boys. 3, actually, because there was another young boy, one of their 11-year-old associates, I believe, was wounded. So think about that. The community had to see these 2 boys die, but they also had to see that other young boy hit. But the young boy that survived, Not only does he have to hear about his two buddies dying, he has to heal from a gunshot wound himself. You know that's gonna change his life forever. That's gonna change him. His whole mind frame is gonna distort. So I just pray that the family and his friends and whatever organization can get behind getting him some mental health treatment can get to him early enough to help him cope with this shit. You feel me? Other than that, man, they said that it was a wiretap. And just like I thought, when it's a group of dumb niggas, somebody gonna snitch. Pull everybody down. Yeah, just pull everybody down. A wiretap is what got everybody caught up. So, hey, man, prayers to the family, condolences. Prayers to Lil Baby, bro. You feel me? Because he got to make better decisions. He got to make better decisions as a I won't even say as a role model, as a person that's got money and influence. Make better decisions, bro. Not just because children can die behind the shit that you do. Not just because of that, even though that's huge, but because, nigga, you put your own freedom on the line. You put your own name on the line. You don't want your name attached to 2 children being murdered. Now the police can take that and, you know, they can sway the public to believe that you did that or had something to do with it. Just because you was at the wrong place at the wrong time and you knew that that's what you was on. You feel me? Just to shoot a music video to prove what, niggas? Like, come on, bro. You got to be smarter than that, bro. You feel me? You got to be smarter than that. And we're going to clap for some positive information. You feel me? Just for some positive direction. Because everybody will egg on some bullshit until some bullshit happens. Like, don't be that type of fan that gets behind Lil Baby and tell him to do dumb shit like that. You know, go to a hood that you know you shouldn't be in, my nigga. Like, stay out of that. Stay out of that trap, that jam, my nigga. Because, like, one of the people said, the litigation is gone. If they can get you in the court, they gon' hit your pockets hard. If they don't get you in jail, my nigga, they gon' hit your pockets. Lawyer fees and all this shit. Because you already know that that's what comes next. And they already got a big old fucking spotlight on his name and 4PF and all them niggas. They got a huge, you know, eye in the sky on them. So hey, I just pray for the best in this situation, bro. Man, it's just not looking too good. So hey, with that note, man, y'all know who the fuck it is, man.